But I think this whole idea of what gender you are applies to older people as much as it does younger people. And often, you know, you might see two women living together, whatever it might be for companionship, or it might be for a sexual relationship, but that doesn't mean that one of those two women might subsequently go and live with a man. I think that's really exciting.
Yeah. I've seen it, you know, obviously since we lost Mum, and, you know, Dad's got a wonderful relationship now with a woman, and I'm so happy. It's like you said, Linda, it's companionship. Yeah. However, had Dad come home and said, you know, oh, I've decided, you know, I'm going to go with a bloke, I'd be over the moon, you know, my two dads, because that's what it's about, and it shouldn't be that sort of stigma that, again, we're going back to branding of what you're supposed to do. It's if you're later in life, no matter what age you are, if you find happiness, then long may that continue on, because what you find as well is, you know, whether a woman goes for a woman, a man goes for a man, or they go for the same sex, the opposite sex as well, what you find is if they've had a terrible relationship and something horrible's happened to them and it's ended in a bad divorce, you know, it's struggled with the children, then you can't help who you fall in love with, so it shouldn't matter at all, in my opinion.
But ever since marriage, you know, gay people can get married and people of the same sex can get married, that has meant the old idea of the family has gone forever. So the old idea of mum, dad, you know, and the nuclear family, well, that's cheerio. So 25 years down the line from now, children that are products of same-sex marriages will be going on and, you know, forming their relationships. And in a way, the whole thing has become quite fascinating. I think we're living through quite an exciting time, really.
Because it wasn't like that. We were talking this morning, weren't we, Linda? There was a time in generation where it wasn't accepted, and I think that was because people didn't know as much as they do now, because nowadays every soap opera, there's gay couples, and again, no matter what age they are, it's accepted. So there's never going to be that stigma at all, because it's everywhere.
Well, the other day I was rereading that book by Patricia Highsmith called Carol, which was made into such a fantastic film with Kate Blanchett, and yet when she wrote that book originally in the 1950s about going into a department store, I mean, it's a fictionalised version of what happened to her, that she fell in love and she was completely attracted by this woman and she couldn't publish it under her name. So it's fascinating how far we've come.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Well, basically, we are not in agreement with the NHS. That is the foundation of what this debate is.
I hope there's a protest movement.
There's starting today. Yes.